My name's Ashley Mantwabi, and we're here at the Debauchery Creation Center in Manitowoc. We'll be doing another live stream here. During this live stream, we'll be recording, I think it's our 11th. I think I lost track. I think it's 11th episode for our podcast called Between Two Balls. And we have another special guest here that's going to be featured at our 16th annual 6 Foot Festival. And this is actually my first time meeting this artist that's here. So it's gonna be something else, and I'm always looking forward to meeting new artists because it's awesome. It's We had another artist that was connected with this artist that knows this artist, and they met at this place doing art. So you never know what's gonna happen, right? You just have to flow with it, just like what this kind of show is gonna be about. This podcast, and did I say flow? I mean roll, but you could say flow too. But this is more like rolling the bingo balls. So, and that's speaking about that. We have a special segment where we're gonna roll two balls out of the bingo machine. One's gonna be an emotion, and one's gonna be a character. And I'm gonna have to act like that character and that emotion while asking questions to our guests. So we never know what's gonna happen, and we're just gonna roll with it. So if you're enjoying this live stream, you can hear me good. You can hear me good. You can see me good. Okay. So before we get started, if you're enjoying these live streams, make sure you press that like button. And I just want to let everyone know that if you have any questions for our guests or comments, please leave them in the comments below. And then after the podcast is ended, we'll respond to those questions during the live stream. And our scene switcher guy slash bingo caller slash producer slash entertainer, he will help us. Oh, audio engineer. I guess there's many words, and we wear many hats over here at Debauchery. He just got in this position this morning because our other colleague wasn't feeling well this morning. So give a thumbs up for him. He's gonna do great, and be gentle to him too, and let him know if he needs to do some tweaking because it's all about learning. It's all about doing, right? You just want to roll with it, and that's what we've been doing for the past few weeks, and I think it's pretty exciting to do these podcasts because it lets you get to know the artists that are in our area, and to know that artists are pillars of community and everything. Um, so yeah, comments, questions, you can put them in there, and we'll get Tyler, who's in the back seat there doing the seat switching. He's gonna actually let us know that there's questions when that scene comes up. All right, are we ready? All right, let's roll.
You just tuned into Between Two Balls, the show where random rules the game. One ball gives the emotion, the other reveals the character. Imagine being a joyful little robot, sad like a superhero, or angry like a pirate. Arr. Two draws, infinity stories. This is the only show that's powered by bingo balls, and anything can happen.
My name's Ashley Mantwabi, and I have a special guest here today, and we are on our 11th episode with Between Two Balls, the only show that's powered by bingo balls. So anything happens in this show, and that's why we just have to roll with it. So we have Cheyanne here, Pitawanakwat. This is my first time meeting with her. We've been conversating through email and just text recently, and yeah, it's I really like your outfit.
Thank you.
That's first thing when I seen you coming. You dressed really well for this podcast. Thank you for getting the memo that I forgot to send out, and you reminded me that I need to put that on there next time.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think, telepathically we got there.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you always dress up
I try to
Yeah.
dress in my own unique style, yes.
Okay. So how would you call your style?
I don't know,
Like
shy guy style, I guess.
shy guy style? Yeah. Okay. Cause yeah, like I don't even know like what styles are what. I know our friend here, Dustin. He knows style,
Oh, I
and
know Daddy no style.
he has trade secrets that he doesn't tell me yet. I need to open up to him a little bit more.
Yeah.
So maybe if I open up to you more, maybe you kind of tell me a thing or two about style. And I noticed you're also wearing something along yourself too.
Yeah, so this is some of my fish skin. This is a tea tanned piece that I made, and then this is an oak tan piece. Both pieces are from our water, so this is a pike, and then this is a walleye.
A pike and a walleye. Are they relatives?
I'm sure they are in
Yeah.
the fish family.
From the
Well, they
same
do
lake?
actually. Well, no, not from the same lake.
A different lake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know specifically where they're from, or?
I know this one's from McGregor Bay, and this one's from Whitefish Falls.
Okay, speaking about McGregor Bay and Whitefish Falls, is this like where you live in this area, or?
So I guess I can just formally introduce myself.
Yes.
I always like to say it in the language first.
Uh-huh.
So Ani Bojo, Cheyanne Nin Dijnakas, Wigwa Skinaga, Donjaba Nimki Beneshi Nin Dodem. So my name is Cheyanne Pitawanakwat. I'm from Whitefish River First Nation, and I come from the Thunderbird clan.
Oh, Nishin. So, speaking about the language, I know there's a lot of revitalization and bringing back our language back and things like that. I was always brought up that I have to learn English because that's how I'm going to get in this world. But now, when I think about it, I did grow up hearing the language a lot. If I hear it a lot and I'm like mini pana like all the time, then I start speaking it myself. And, like I think I have to like be around it. Like that's like not really putting effort, but when I'm around it, I like immersion, like things like that. That's when I think I speak it more. Or
Yeah.
when I'm around the elders, and I just naturally speak that way. But then they always want to speak English to me, so I'm still trying to find that balance myself.
Yeah.
And thank you for introducing yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So what are you? Are you Cree, Odawa, Ojibwe?
Ojibwe.
Ojibwe.
Yeah.
Okay. And so most of your community is Ojibwe, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So where did you learn to speak your language?
Well, I guess like yourself, I've heard it from the elders growing up, but it was never really directly spoken to me. It's just, I guess, the effects of residential school and colonization, right? But like as I grew older, because I went to a non-Indigenous school, I went to ABLS public school, and they didn't offer Anishinaabemowin from the time I was there and until I graduated. So I had to learn French for basically a good chunk of my life. And then when I went to high school, that's when I got to learn from Mr. Roy, or Stuart Roybaugh, who's now passed on. And, you know, that's when I really realized that, like, how important it is to really keep with our language, and just not for myself now, because, like, I'm a mother of three, and my daughters, yeah, my daughters are probably my biggest inspirations. I have a 2-year-old, or now 3-year-old. She just turned 3. I have a 7-year-old and a 12-year-old. My oldest, though, she's been accepted a few times now to the Anishinaabemowin conference, the language conference, and she was able.
Which one? Which conference? In the
Sioux, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so she got to speak there, and just hearing it flow from her tongue, it was just like, I just knew that it was not necessarily going to be okay, but that there's hope
for the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hope for the future. My daughter's name is Hope, and yeah, she's starting to speak the language too, and I try to speak it as much as I can, little by little. And then speaking about the little ones too, like they're starting to have like one of the qualifications to be speaking as that second language is Anishinaabemowin, and in the classrooms when you're in the community. So that's really good. And yeah, we're always we have conversations about what words are right now.
Yeah.
So like, what's this word? Yeah, okay. All these. Oh yeah, that one. That's what you say. Yeah. So yeah, so they're learning a lot of common words and
Yeah.
things like that you see in your daily life when you're at home. But speaking about that, like when you're thinking about that moment when your daughter was speaking there, um, I kind of have that understanding too because we have cousins who are in immersion programs, and there's two of them, and then I seen them at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Then I seen them speaking in the language, like they're just small and speaking the language, and I just you kind of just felt something connect with you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is something. This is okay. It's like it's okay. It's like this is gonna
For sure.
this is gonna this is gonna be hope.
Exactly. Like, and that's what I tell myself is that when you start thinking in Anishinaabe first, then you know that there is going to be hope because that English is out of your head. Like I always at dinner time, I always ask my daughters, "Napagut na kwazas," and it means is a good little girl, and they always say, "Eh," So
Tana napagut.
so like those things are just reassurance that it's not going to be dying.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
is hope.
yeah, and I think it's still in us, right? When you think about when you're connected, you can feel that connection once the language is spoken,
Yeah,
especially from younger ones,
yeah,
because you always hear it. You're so used to it. It's normalized when you hear it from the elders and older folks, and it's normal when you hear it from someone new, and it's like, oh, okay, and then you feel that connection.
Yeah.
Again. And yeah, yeah. So, have you taken any like language classes, or like, is it more immersive, or
I think it's just more like, I guess, immersive, just whatever is around me. I do have language speakers in my life, but it's not like I should probably utilize them more than what I do. And I actually do want to start incorporating it into the work I do with my fish skin tanning.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
So like,
yeah.
because I know in hide tanning, the hide world, there's a lot of translations for like scraping or for the tools that we use, and even just like the moose or the deer. So like using that and translating it into the work that I do with my fish skin tanning.
You brought me to something I remembered when you said that about incorporating, like putting the language in your workshops and when you facilitate. Um, I actually got asked one time to, I do part-time magic. Uh, well, I guess that's what I call it. But
Yeah.
like I perform magic for
Yeah.
people and children and places and things. But I got asked, can you do a magic show in the language? I said, uh, yeah, because you always want to agree or you want to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So now I know my routine. So I had to go to my aunties and my mother and then my father and then ask them, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. These are the objects I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be like with 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds, like that kind of age. So I had to work on it for a few weeks, and it was a lot of effort. But I was like, I agree to this, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I think language is important. So I was out there, and I was performing, and I would get assistance, and then I'll kind of tell them what to do in the language, and then they would help me, and then yeah, they would respond back to me, and it's like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's important too. Those language schools, or that's all they talk is the language. And,
Yeah, for
that's all
sure.
you're allowed to talk in some places. Yeah, it's good though. I think it's something to have your connection to, right? Because when you're so yeah. So the reason why I brought you here is because of this fish hide tanning, and that you're gonna be an artist here at the Majig also to showcase some of your work and your styles. So do you want to talk a little bit about some of the things you do?
Okay. Well, I guess I like to always start by acknowledging my teachers that I learned from. So I first started fish skin tanning 4 years ago, and I learned the tea tanning process, and I learned it from an Anishinaabe from Chippewa of Nawash First Nation. Her name is Amber Sandy, and she actually taught me the tea tanning process. So the tea tanning process is like, I don't know, it's super cool because you would not expect that. Like you could literally buy tea from the grocery store and then tan fish skin in it, because I didn't think that. So basically, you just get raw fish skin from anywhere. You could literally even get it like how they have it in the store. I've heard from people that they would take it off of the fillet. But the way I've always received it was just from my family, because I have a lot of fishermen in my life. So you start by, I'm going to just grab a piece. So kind of similar to like high tanning. You start by defleshing, and you can use like any simple tools in your kitchen, like a spoon, because that's where I started, was in my kitchen. So you start by defleshing, and you're scraping all of that remaining fat and stuff off. And then you flip it over, and then you descale, and same thing. And you want to start, I always start from the tail because it's so easier. And then you make your way up and you descale all of that. And then from there, you always wash your fish skin in cold water, because hot water disintegrates the skin. So you rinse it in cold water. I use Dawn dish soap, but just like a little bit amount, because Dawn dish soap really helps get those remaining oils out of it. And then you wash it, and then you choose your solution that you put it in. So since we're talking about tea tanning, you make a batch of tea. So you start off by using 5 tea bags, brew it, and then you want to cool it down till it's about room temperature at 21 degrees. And then you put your cleaned fish skin into your solution, and then every day you're interchanging your tea. So you start off with 5 tea bags, and then the next day you're brewing 10 tea bags. The next day you're brewing 15, and then until you get to 20, then that's all you're brewing is 20. And then, yeah, so it's a pretty heavy tea solution that you're making. And actually, the bigger pieces that you make, the more tea you're going to do. So this piece right here is a tea tanned musky skin. And musky is a very, very thick skin. They are really big fish,
Where did
too.
you find musky? Hard to find.
My brother caught it. But yeah, so the bigger the skin, the more solution you're going to use. And then after it's done, you dry it out, and then you can either just leave it dried, or you can soften it. So softening it is what brings it to this state. And if it's not, so I didn't bring a dried piece with me, because it kind of looks just like crisp, and it's not like smooth at all. And so the softening part, you're actually like stretching the fibers and kneading it. And you can use like lotion, you can use like bacon grease that's been like strained. I personally have never used it, but I was told that you can. And basically you're just kneading the skin, and you're moisturizing it, and you're stretching it just like you would do with like a regular hide, but obviously it's smaller. Yeah. And there's different processes to it. So as I talked about the tea tanning process, but then as you notice that the skin's white, this is from the oak gall tanning. So oak gall tanning is a completely different way of tanning, and this is where my second teacher comes in. Her name is Jeannie Chan. She's from Vancouver, but she is Chinese descendants. And she is the one that taught me about like the coloring of the skins, and another process that's called oil tanning. So the best way I can describe oil tanning is it makes the skin kind of feel like rawhide. I don't know if you want to feel.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if I could touch them.
Yeah, for
Am
sure.
I allowed to touch them?
For sure. So.
Oh, it is a rawhide.
Yeah, and if you hold it up to the light too, it is translucent a bit.
Oh,
yeah.
So like rawhide too.
So the oak gall tanning process is a more in-depth process. It's, I would say, more advanced. And it took me like 3 years to really like dive into it. So oak gall tanning, the oak gall is actually so it's called a gull wasp, and they make this gull nut on a tree, and then the larva comes out of the gull nut, and it forms this hard nut, and that is grounded down into a fine powder, and then you can brew it into a tanning solution. And it's very, very acidic, but it makes it into like the white, I guess like the white color. And then from there you can choose to like over dye them. But this is actually like, this is a unique color, is indigo. And that's a lot. Like, oh, this is this is
So you
pretty
pride and joy?
yeah, it is my pride and joy. It is. I'm so amazed, and I don't know, just it's beautiful work.
Can I touch your pride
For
and joy
sure.
too? So this is the
Indigo.
panhide indigo, eh?
Yeah, so first
Oh,
with this
wow.
one though, the skin goes in raw into the indigo dye, and then
Okay.
we tan it, and
Oh,
so it
okay.
tans blue.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
indigo is a very, very unique natural dye.
Can I get a selfie? I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to pause this sometime. That's pretty cool. How long does this usually take?
It can take up to a week. I had a high tanning camp in my community, and we had it for a week. So that's roughly
Okay.
the length, but
So usually when you do these high tanning weeks, what else would you do? Is there other activities that you do when you're
so
doing it?
this past April in my community, I hosted a fish skin tanning camp, and I kind of wanted to take it to the next level because the first year we just were donated the skin, and we didn't really like connect with the land. So this year, this year is where I wanted to make that connection. So my brother, as I mentioned, he's a fisherman, so he actually brought us out, and we set a gill net, and we were successful. We got, I think, about 4 walleye, 2 pike, and a bass. So we learned how to process that, and she actually, I don't have a piece on me, but she showed us how to butterfly fillet the fish, where you literally
Oh
just like
yes, yeah.
rip it off. And then we learned how to process the bones so we can use that into our artwork. And then the only thing remaining left of the fish was the guts that we threw away, basically. And then we learned the tea tanning process, the oak tanning process, and then the oil tanning process. And then at the end of it all, we had a community day where we had like a feast, and then we softened pieces of fish skin, and we had a craft, and it was really, it was more than just a camp. I want to say it was a really a sense of like community, a sense of like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, when you say community too, that's something powerful when you say something like that, because usually that would just pass someone's mind or heart. And when you say community, that means that you're kind of connecting the community back together when you're doing this practice that you're starting up, and in only 4 years, and you're already this far in your journey with this. That's something to be proud of, I think, and
Oh,
you
miigwech.
appreciate and thank all your teachers
Yeah, for
and
sure.
people supporting you and doing all these wonderful things. What are some like crafts you would do with these?
So this piece that I brought with me here is a breastplate.
Wow.
So this is the whole fillet of the fish. And it really speaks to the journey that I've had with my fish skin tanning. So the very first fish that I ever tanned was the pike. And I lost my mother when I was 9 years old. So even though she was never physically here with me on this journey, her art and her lifetime that she did really inspires me to the work that I do. And I don't know, just really shows the connection that I have. So this is something that, like, that's one thing that someone always asks is, what can you do with it? And I always say you can do anything with it that you would do with regular leather. Yeah.
So your mother was an artist?
Yes, she was as well.
Okay. What kind of art would your mother do?
She worked with birch bark, and she did a lot of beadwork as well, from what I remember. And she was going to school to become a teacher. And like teachers, they always make their own stuff, and that's what she would always do. She would always be crafting, making her own resources, but like doing it in her own way, her own style. So I think that's where I got my sense of style.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. It's pretty interesting. How you got different parts of there, and I see your mother on there too. Awesome, and you
Yeah.
have beads on there. And you have is that like a coin or a medallion on there?
Yeah, it's like a little like a pin.
Okay,
Yeah,
pin.
yeah,
Okay, okay, and then you have a demon on there. Is that a demon?
yeah, yeah. And then these shells actually are from my mother's crafting stuff. So like when she passed away, my dad kept all of her craft supplies, and then one day he's like, "Here, Shy, you can have them."
Those are big. I never seen
I
those
know,
kind of-
right? Every time I have it out, people always say, "Where did you get those?" And I'm like, "They're 20 years old. I couldn't tell you."
half of the size now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it, and yeah, honoring your mother in that way, and
Yeah,
sharing her legacy as an artist, and
yeah,
continuing that legacy. That it's important, like you said, like community. You need artists to create community, and to create crafts and different things like that. So, um, we're gonna get started now with our next segment.
okay.
This is gonna be a segment where I'm gonna ask you a few questions, but in a different character. So yeah, whatever happens, just roll with it, and
All right, I'm
don't
ready.
mind this character. Just hopefully have fun with it. Okay, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, so let's roll with it.
And now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Between two balls. Here's how it works. We'll pick one ball with an emotion and one ball with a character. Then Ashley will become that emotional character and the interview keeps rolling. Let's see what we pull today.
All right, bingo caller, shuffle those balls and shuffle them good.
All right, let's shuffle.
Oh, yeah, I got a number up there. Okay, so we have
066. All right, 066 falls under the emotion. Grumpy.
Oh no!
Grumpy.
Don't worry, I could have a funny grumpy.
Next number. Your character falls under I-27, which will be Firefighter.
A firefighter.
Grumpy firefighter.
Didn't we get firefighter in one of the last episodes? I think we did, eh? That's when I kind of had like black hands, and I was like explaining to how I was all like dirty and all that, fighting fires and things like that. Damn, I'm already starting to get grumpy because I was a firefighter before. All right, so we're gonna get started here with grumpy firefighter, and I got my little cute cards here to keep me on track, but because you never know what a character is gonna do, and sometimes you have to ground them, and I think that's why I'm seated. And it's a little challenge to be seated when you get explained that you have to be a grumpy firefighter in a seat. You ever seen a grumpy firefighter in a seat before? I haven't, but this is gonna be your special treat today with Cheyanne Pitawanakwat. Oh, well, you know, Cheyanne, some of the times when I was out in the bush fighting fires, sometimes they didn't want to bring us food or anything, so I had to actually eat skins like this because that was the only protein and energy that I had. Can you tell me a mistake or failure that ended up teaching you something important?
Yeah, I can actually. Something that I've learned throughout this is that this fish doesn't wait for you. It doesn't. As soon as you get that fish and as soon as it starts decaying, you have to have as much time as you can to tan them, to get them into the tanning solution, or else they're going to get ruined.
That's
And
the life of my story. Every time I'm out there fighting fires, I'm always the one that's up ahead and struggling and fighting those fires and seeing the flames as higher than me. And then I don't know where anybody is, but I know there's always water close by, and I'm always intrigued on seeing someone repurposing things that I wouldn't even imagine you could use. And I think I could probably make a good pair of gloves for these and maybe some footwear because mine always burn after the first day and I need new ones. So how would I make a pair of good gloves so I could fight my fires?
Oh, well, I think that maybe you should go to the store and find a template and then come to me and we can sit together and make some.
Oh, okay.
Or we
That
can
seems like a
even
lot of work going to the store.
or we
Okay.
could even just take a mitt that we have laying around, draw it out, and then we can go from there.
That sounds a little bit better, but it sounds like a lot of time too. Does it take a lot of time to actually make gloves? You think?
I would imagine so. I myself am not a glove maker, but I'm more than willing to learn.
You're more than willing to learn. Well, I got a question for you. Something I've been challenged with because I don't know for myself on this, but what's your unique strength or gift that people might not notice right away?
Oh, wow. It's always hard to see yourself from that kind of point of view. Mm. I would say one of my unique strengths would just be just being myself, really. Like,
Being yourself. I wish I could be myself some days, but I'm always in underneath a thundercloud all the time because the people I meet are just people that I don't want to see ever again. But you're an exception for me because I think I can learn something from you, and you have a beautiful smile, and you're trying to cheer me up. But we'll see what happens by the end of this.
well, I'm here with you, Ashley.
All right, all right, all right. What's one thing that you accomplished that makes you really proud?
I think it would probably be hosting the fish containing camp in my community. Just it really brought out people that I didn't think would come. It really showcased how unique this process is and how Anishinaabe people have always um, used the entire animal. You know, we don't waste. We don't do that. We honor everything. We honor every part.
Oh, perhaps these firefighters that are with me, they could maybe go to your camp and be with you because they're never helping me there. I'm the one with the sore back and sore fingers and dirty face and all that jazz that comes to my job.
Well, send them my way, Ashley, and I'll put them to work.
All right, that's what I'll do, and I think that's what I need to do. But if they're listening to me or watching me right now, who or what has inspired you the most along the way?
My biggest inspiration is definitely my mother. I know we spoke about it earlier. Even though she was never physically here with me, I know that her spirit has always been guiding me through this journey, and um, my children have showed me that. You know, my oldest daughter was born on the day that she passed away, and I think that connection really shows that she was always here with me and she would never leave me.
Oh my jolly. I wish I had the life you had where everything connects. Sometimes I look at a map and nothing connects to me. Even the compass goes wrong on me, but I find my way back. And I think it's always important to find your true self and your way back in life.
For sure.
Just like how you're doing great right now. Uh, did I ask you this one already? What's something about you that would surprise people?
No, you didn't. I couldn't tell you that. What were you surprised by when you walked and saw
you just
me?
got me giggles. You just got my giggles out of the grumpiness. So I think I'm gonna have to end this episode now because I haven't felt this happy in my whole life. Thank you, Cheyanne Pitawanakwat, for being here and cheering up the grumpy firefighters.
Of course, my
Beautiful
pleasure.
hysterical giggle that you have there. So until next time, keep rolling with it.
Keep rolling with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I never know what's gonna happen but it kind of helps to lighten off the conversation too,
Yeah.
and you kind of get more information from people when you kind of add something else to it, and it kind of helps to share things and have that. So yeah, speaking about being on the right path and thing, when did you find out that you were on the right path? Like considering like where you feel like your true self, I guess.
I think it was probably within this past year that like a lot of things happened in my life that I didn't expect, and you know, I lost some people, not like physically lose them, but just moved on. And it just made me realize that like I don't need to be held back by like a certain individual or just base my happiness on that. And the fish have really led me to where I need to be. And I say that with most love in my heart, because if it wasn't for the fish, then like I probably would still be at work and unhappy and not doing what I want to do. Um, I don't know, just
I think that's everything what you said is perfect. Like, there's nothing you could say even better than that. I don't think. Yeah, because speaking as a true self, I think is something important. And I want to ask you for some advice too, like for people that are listening, like because there might be people out there listening to this right now, and they might be thinking, "Am I where I want to be right now?" I know some of us could go through that stage sometimes where we're in survival mode, like, oh, we need to pay bills, we need to do this, we need to do that, or I want to help these people because there's like helpers and there's people that follow and there's people that just they want to do their thing. So, what would you say to someone like that?
I would, I don't know, it sounds so cliche, but just don't give up. Like, that was me like 4 months ago. I was ready to give up on this fish skin tanning journey, and you know, people saved fish skins for me and they dropped it off on my doorstep. And that really made me realize that I am impacting these people. I am impacting not just people that want to tan it, but they see the potential that I have and they saved those skins for me and they dropped it off. And yeah, just never give up on your dreams, and maybe just be more open-minded.
Open-minded. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, never give up in the dreams, and yeah, keep open, keep those doors open, keep yourself
Yeah.
open, right? And then I think the Almighty Creator, humanity, will open you up to where you need to be too, right?
For sure.
Sometimes we don't know, and sometimes something might just come and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is it. This is what makes me feel good, and
Exactly.
want to move forward on this." And speaking about being on your journey, um, I know many of us are on journeys. What are some of the challenges that you like? Like, what are some of the things you want to learn that challenges you?
Well, there's a lot to fish skin tanning that I thought, and or more than I thought, I guess. There's a lot of math to it that you wouldn't expect. So I really want to challenge myself more to learn about the natural dyes. So like I said, I know how to do like the tanning process of it, but like just going to the next stage and challenging myself to actually be more comfortable doing it alone without my teacher, and actually dyeing and coloring the pieces, learning those equations, because they are equations. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. What's a simple equation that you could solve?
Oh no, don't ask me here.
So don't ask her here, folks. But if you want Cheyenne in your community, or if you want her to share more, how could people reach you?
I'm on email. They can reach out to me, but I also have an Instagram page. It's called Shy Guy Beads. So that's kind of like where what would that be?
You started with beads? Is that what
Yeah, I did
Shy
start
Guy
with,
Beads?
I started with beads. I was a beader, and then I started to do more like birch bark work, and then I learned about the fish skin tanning. So I like to use more natural resources now than the beads.
Do you think more artists are focusing on that now? Because I noticed me myself, I'm always constantly thinking about that. It's like when I look at like medallions or anything, it's like I wonder if that could be made like with natural materials. And then I see other artists and crafters doing it on natural materials.
I honestly think that it is. Like, even just like even on the social media world, like and on Instagram, you see a lot of artists using like sweetgrass and birch bark, and you'd be surprised like that fish skin is getting out there, and like you see a lot more artists using it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do beadwork, you do fish hide tanning. Is there any other art you do?
I can make ribbon skirts.
Okay, yeah.
I don't. I do dentalium shell work.
What's that?
Dentalium. There's just
With
those,
shells?
yeah, just like the earrings and
Oh,
like the
okay.
neck. Like you make breastplates with them too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, right, great.
Yeah, that's about
Okay.
it.
So could we find you on the powwow trail too?
Not on the big powwow trail, but you can come to my community powwow and you'll see a booth there once a year.
So you recently had a powwow.
Yeah, we did. It was just last weekend.
Did you meet there was a visual artist there that I was up north and I met him and he said he was going to your powwow. It's Red George.
Oh no, I didn't.
You
I
didn't
was
meet the
I was
other
kind of
vendors?
confined to my booth.
Okay. Yeah, I met an artist there, visual artist. Yeah. He came all the way from I think Kettle Point just to be
Okay.
at his powwow. So I
Yeah.
think people travel far distance. So was the powwow at the Dreamers Rock location?
This year it was located in our community at the ball field, but the Dreamers Rock was available for camping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How come they switched it? Or it is just this
I'm
time of the year?
I'm kind of not too sure why.
Okay.
I would not be able to
Okay.
tell you. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I think what we shared today is very important, inspired message from you, Cheyanne, and I think we really appreciate it on what you're doing. And yeah, if it gets hard or challenging, just roll with it. That's
Yeah.
my motto for this podcast, anyways.
Yeah.
Just keep on going. And Elder once said to me, yeah, just keep busy.
Yeah.
If you're having challenges or it's getting hard, just keep busy.
Yeah.
Just keep on going. Yeah. 'Cause, if you want to live long and prosper, yeah, that's what they say. Just keep it moving and keep doing. Yeah. Once you get stuck sitting on the couch like we're doing right now, we could get too comfortable here. And I think that's all we want to say with Cheyanne Pitawanakwat, Chimigwetch again. And I'm looking forward to working with you more
Yeah.
and visiting. And it's nice to meet someone new.
Yeah. Chimmy Goch for having me here, and I look forward to being here on Saturday. Come to my workshop.
All right. So thank you, everyone. And I just like to say, until next time, keep rolling with it.
You just rolled through another round of Between Two Balls. Remember, emotions, characters, chaos all come from the bingo cage. Subscribe, leave a review, and tell us what character and emotion should we pull next. Nahal. I love you. Zaganim. Kwamin. See you later.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to this recorded podcast here at the Bajamajic Creation Center. So Cheyanne, she's going to be at our 16th annual Six Foot Festival. Do you want to share with us what you're going to be doing or what people are
Okay.
going to be experiencing here?
So, I'm gonna have little small pieces of fish leather, and people are actually gonna have the chance to soften and keep a piece for themselves. So I will talk about the process of fish skin tanning. I'll have on display pieces of my artwork, also a few examples of the natural dyes that I use, the tannins that I use, and then I'll talk about the softening, and then we actually get to soften the piece.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
hands-on experience.
yeah, and I think it's going to be open to everyone. So we're planning for Saturday for Cheyanne to do the workshop with us. So it'll be like an introduction workshop. So, and then if you like it from there, yeah, Cheyenne's around the Manitoulin area, just off the island on the mainland, and Yeah, you never know. She might come to your community and do some of this because I think it's gonna be nice if you get her. I think it's gonna be good because she's a nice person to be around. She has an awesome giggle and she like dresses like she's gonna go to a rock concert. So get ready for that because she's gonna rock you with her fish hides and yeah. So if you have any comments or questions, just leave them in there and yeah, this weekend we're gonna have wonderful 12 hours of fun on Friday night, and then Saturday will be 9 to 3 p.m. So a little bit shorter day, but come for the feast at 5 p.m. on Friday, and it's a harvest feast. Everyone's welcome. We love all you to show up, and also Saturday we're gonna have a harvest lunch. So come there also if you love to eat food, meet artists, and see some awesome artwork. And if you're an artist also or a community member, come support your local artists that are working hard to keep these practices alive because there's not too many people doing these kind of practices. Um, I think you're the first one that I know who's doing this kind of work right now. So it's always special, and we need we need people like this, and we need to support them as much as we can because it's something that it's really important in society to create those communities and bring communities together. As we heard earlier from Cheyanne, is yeah, we connect in community, and I think that's really important. And also sharing your, I guess, legacy with your mother
Mhm.
also as an artist. So that's even better. Yeah. So, Chimigwech.
Timmy Gwetch.
Until next time, keep rolling with it.